back at it, fellas and girls. I guess there can be girl fellows. It's been, well, it's been a night and a day and a morning, back at it the next afternoon. I pretty well stayed out all night planting beans. I only took a cat nap between 5:30 and 6:30 waiting on Brad to get something worked up for me to plant. Which what he got worked up was 12 acres on the other side of these trees. Let's see what's out here. A rock. He left the wings down, man. He's feeling brave. We got a lot of cutting to do. Let's get it done. There we go. I've got the better cutting disc. That thing finishes though. So yesterday I was making like 2 passes across the field and letting Brad finish it up. But that was on chisel plowed ground. Even on untouched ground, it's not a good finishing disc, but the wide spacing on the front is great for sinking in. It's a good thing that I don't have hay on the ground, or else I would be mad beyond belief. Just because the rain right now, if it's not raining on you, it's raining somewhere. And if you're not getting rained on, well, the Lord has blessed you with a giant umbrella, at least for a little bit. Yesterday we pretty well did avoid rain, which I don't know how. We got a little sprinkle here. Oh, this is moist. You can see because Dad cut it in pretty well. This whole lower, I call the basin of this field. I don't know where it drains to. It's like it all stops at these woods. And kind of looking at a geographical map, the closest like creek or stream is that way a quarter mile. Woo! Throw that dirt. We got soil moisture, this will go well. You can see we got a solid crop of broadleaves. Chop them up. Now the pokeweeds are harder to chop up. Those things will have a giant tuber. You gotta really cut the tuber up. I don't know how fast Dad's running, but I found out, at least pulling the Ford disc, let the ponies roll. See if we can't get these. I think there's a good, of the 65 acres at this location, a solid 20 to 25 is in this field. And the reason why I'm guessing is because I am bad at measuring area. Incredibly bad at guesstimating. So we're gonna see how fast we can disc, get this cut up. Unfortunately, I took the bean planter home, but I didn't have a way to leave it here. We don't have good jack stands, and I couldn't find enough blocks on the property. And we do need to make jack stands for it. And I don't know, what gear is he running in? Probably only 5th. I don't know if Dad's quite as wild as I am at wanting to get done. But yeah. So yeah, Brad's resting now. That was a lot of discing. So I'm surviving on no coffee. I hate coffee. It's like pure joy and adrenaline right now. Stupid tree. I gotta cut that up. Pure joy and adrenaline, I guess, of getting things planted. Good thing I don't have a desk job or I will have fallen asleep. And the only sleepy moments I have are when I'm laying on the floor, because I still haven't showered since yesterday. There's no point, I'm still getting dirty, still sweating like a pig in this heat. And July 2nd's not offering much relief. It's supposed to be nasty through the 4th. Look at that get cut up. So yeah, we have this heat wave and I can't make a bit of dust. That's how wet it's been. And we're going up a grade, this should drain well, right? Yeah. I mean, I guess the cover crop of weeds will help maintain moisture against, you know, it's not just bare soil. I was debating on throttling back or using the TA. Well, I went for the TA. Throttling back is probably a better idea because I hate shifting the TA that continuously every pass across the field. I was so excited to put corn out here last year because the rows are so long. Other than the longest rows in the backfield, these are about as long as we farm. So it's fun to go down and back the field and have a full grain tank of corn. Beans, we might be able to go around twice. So when we get this plant before it rains. Any place where the weeds are shorter. Now where it's real grassy, it's a kind of a zigzag, is the lowest of the low spot that runs from over by those barns to the woods. My grand plan, if I could come across the toys and convince the owner, would be to just essentially build a giant catchment ditch or almost a pond. And the woods don't get any lower. So the water just sits there and maybe it goes down into the ground. Two passes are making a big difference. I don't know if Dad could have it looking like this with the 470 after two passes. I've found out just how light it is. I think a 480 would be a better fit for us. It's for how heavy our soil is. But I'm looking to go bigger and get a bigger tractor. But every time I call on one, it's gone. Or they just sold it. Seriously? Okay, we'll go for low RPM on this turn. Not that we can see the cloud of black smoke when we give it the juice. Now, I really hate going the same direction that Dad went, but at least our passes won't match up. Because we have two different size discs. They shouldn't match up. But the next time over, we're going to want to hit it at an angle and probably go parallel to the road. That's one thing I've been adamant about this year is cutting soil a different direction every time and not going the same direction twice, even though that's what I'm doing right now. It's so much fun to disc broadleaves because they cut up and they bury. The grass is a lot more material, hard to make it go away. Well, as you guys can see, we got a lot of dirt to throw around for throwing more seed in. Keep this bean planting marathon going. I hate that it's come to this. I guess I should have done this for corn back the first week of May. But for me, that was incredibly early, and I figured I had a good start. We'll have time to make it happen at a decently rushed but comfortable pace. Yeah, right. However, I don't know with this field, I'd probably have a few acres down that wet spot in the middle that I'd be either trying to replant or just calling a loss. So, it's always fun to see when those long stems just get thrown, like bam, woo, yeehaw. And then we're gonna run away as we go down the hill, yay! I'm really loving the float position on the hydraulics and the detents. I lift, forget, and turn around, stick it down, and we're floating, no weight. Now you probably can't hear that, but I hear thunder over there. And if we're just getting missed by rain again today, I will take getting missed yet again. However, we got one field at my uncle's, and he's been bugging us when we're going to plant. His field, somehow it's wetter than this. The whole neighbor's 50 acres drains into his field, and that doesn't help him out any. And yeah, he's had trouble with getting that drainage set up properly, so his field sits wet. We probably would have had to replant it at least once before now. I was like, you know, we're waiting. I guess we're saving seed. Okay, well, I'm getting dry mouth from yammering on so long. Maybe you guys saw that flash. We're gonna keep bebopping along. Hopefully let you guys see some of the action. Almost near the differential lock there. That was a close rumble. It is right there. Okay, well, we'll see some machine action. Well, the story continues. I don't know if you can guess what I'm doing. Oh hey, we're chisel plowing now. Trying to bring up some dirt to bury the weeds. Mostly the common rag, which hasn't been too bad. It was when we got to all the mare's tail. And usually, you know, greatly harm that with a disc. So, yep. They thought we weren't cutting it up well enough. So we said get chisel plow. See what happens. Hopefully we're bringing up some dirt and not just balling up the stems and stuff. Hopefully we can kind of bury it. Hopefully. Or it'll at least be greatly maimed that it will die eventually. I just don't know why he went over this with the wings down on that disc. It's not heavy enough for that. Even on the hill, even when it wasn't as weedy on the hillside, we weren't getting a good cut from the disc either. It wasn't sinking in. I mean, it chisels up nice, brings up nice soil. It's not like weirdly chunky or anything. Whew. This is a hot day to be doing this. Usually don't chisel plow beginning of July. Yeah, but I like chisel plowing, so I'm good with it. Of course, it's gonna, I don't know if it's gonna save us any discing. It's gonna look better when it's done, hopefully. You know, we got some soil to mix with our weed stems. Maybe a little too much cover crop going, right? Yeah, I guess it'd be one of those times where it'd be better, more useful to moldboard. Then you can just downright bury it, flip it under. Well, we're back. This is day 3. Yeah, you saw me chisel plow this yesterday, trying to bring up some dirt to bury all the organic material. It's one of those moments I realized that I wish I knew how to, and that we had a functional moldboard plow. So far, I haven't found too many quads, and I was watching it, and so far I haven't found too many, and or I've been able to cut them up and spread them out with the disc. Now we're going to take a look behind me here in a moment, probably after we make the next turn. Ooh, that's a couple piles. make the turn, and we're going to take a look at the disc that's behind me. And then there's going to be a little bit of a segue into what happened yesterday. Unfortunately, I didn't get more video. I did get sleep last night, got a full night's sleep. After what happened yesterday, I was worn out. Going with no sleep, wasn't the issue until yesterday's fiasco. And that just took all the life out of me. All the life. And as long as I'm driving a truck drag, stay away. Keep going. Good thing it wasn't a desk job. But yesterday was something I was gonna it was just a brute force gut punch. So let's take a little turn around here and see. Now, what do we have? Well, we've got a dusty window, but that is a 470 disc. Now, what you didn't see were shiny blades or notch blades. I'm borrowing a family friend's International 470 disc, which I will show you guys eventually, hopefully somewhere in this video. I plan this on being a long video. About how Dad pretty much destroyed our disc yesterday on accident. He didn't know where he was in the field and found a bit of a surprise. Somehow didn't feel it with the tractor, but just made a mess of the disc. So it's almost on the retirement list. Now the reason this disc has rusty blades, oh hey look, it's got real wagon tires and some other stuff. It's not as worn out. Our 470, the frame, has seen some acreage. No, this disc has been sitting a few years. In fact, this friend of ours, most of his farming is being done by a nephew, and he just takes care of his cattle and the rest of his family. So not to go on everybody else's stories, but the point is, he hasn't tilled for a few years. By a few, it's at least 5, so it's been sitting. We gotta wear off 5 years of rust on the blades. But with the disc in our condition, I'm seriously thinking about, plus I said something when I borrowed it, about whether he'd be willing to sell this. Now, if you can see, or notice, before I turn around real quick, look at the wing. We've got the window at the wing while we're turning. Okay, what do we see? Those wings have 2.5 more blades than ours do. Why do I say a half? Because the back has furrow closers. Got an extra small blade. So where our wings are 4 blades, these are 6 or 7. And I think that makes this at least a solid 18, maybe 19 feet wide. I went straight from his barnyard to the field, so I didn't measure, I didn't care, I just knew his disc went a little bigger. We're pulling it just fine, we're getting done. Hopefully not going to have any more TSU today. And we can just make some dust, get some seed in the ground. This is loads better than what it was yesterday. We're finally getting some of that organic material buried. What it really needs is a rain and a good week or so to sit and let all that break down. But given the time of year, I don't have that. Now if I could have, I'd love to try to figure out how to moldboard it down. Just turn it all underneath. Oh yeah. If we hit it once more with the disc, we'll be ready to plant. Now we're cruising along 6th gear. I would say this time of year, but it's pretty much any time with disking I've lost all patience. Now today it's dried out, we're making a little bit more dust. Somehow for the last 2 days we missed out on rain, and I'm hoping to keep that pattern up. It's got a really weird pattern for how it moves. In the last 2 2 days, the places that have got rained on again. So I'm hoping that means we haven't got rain, we don't have the moisture, and we're sending it someplace else. We got a good breeze. The other thing that needs dried out, if you can see the grass in that low spot, that needs to dry out. Now take a look at how tall that ragweed was. That was a little taller than the tire. I mean, this was covered in ragweed and mare's tail. This is my second year farming this field and a couple other ones at this location. Yeah, but the previous farmer, which he still has beans to plant, he hadn't even touched the field. He dissed it, but I wonder what his story is. He harvested beans super late last year. Like when I was harvesting corn, he was harvesting beans. He's a big farmer. He's got a big newer combine. Big, like 30-foot disc. He's got big stuff. But I don't know if he farms full time is the thing. But he's got at least, that's probably 40, 50 acres of beans he has to plant. And then there's one other farmer, and they're smaller, kind of a little family operation. Son's keeping, crops planted for his dad, but he's also working a job, most likely. And they've got land ready to plant. It's all disced up. So in our area, I'm not last. I'm hoping not to be very last. Not coming in much before that, though. Trashy on top, but we're gonna hopefully disc it once more. It's done, put seed in, then it can rain on the 4th of July, maybe, maybe not. I'm gonna have to stay up all night to get what's left here planted. And then all Dad has left is, well, Dad still has almost a short side of 20 acres of beans. But the one field got rained on the last 2 days, and it sits wet. And by I mean Dad has 20 acres left. Kind of 10 of that is my uncle's that we farm for him. So that's Dad's responsibility, not mine. And by farm for, we plant and harvest, but he gets all the tillage work done. I think I talked about how wet it is and whatnot. Well, I think we've seen me disc enough. Let's watch the machine, see how it's doing. See if we can't get the blades to shine up. Let's come out and see how far Dad is along over here. We can see what I had disced, because that was chisel plowed. And Dad's going over that. Again, the 4-disc is good for cutting. It'll cut up a rock, but it just doesn't level it. It's kind of reminiscent, because when Dad started farming, well, I don't know about started. We'll say a few years in, once he finally bought the 1086, he had an International 370 disc, which is about the same size as the 4-disc was. So that's about the size disc that tractor pulled for years until he finally got a 470 International disc. So it should be real easy. I wonder if he's in 5th or 6th gear. I don't blame him if he's in 5th. I'm sure I mean, it's no fun to be bouncing along, but like I said, I'm young, I have no patience, so I get done. I don't know. Maybe I didn't look at the gear shift levers. So who wants to take a guess if we'll get rained on? Yep, these last couple days I've quit looking at the radar. I mean, I can see the clouds and tell it's raining somewhere, but looking at radar just gives me a heart attack. Because with all the rain that's been out there and how narrowly we've been missed, figured I'd save a few years of my life and not do that. I don't know why he's disking that again, because I'm going to disc where he's disked, and I thought I had that leveled off pretty good. And maybe we'll stop him on the next pass, tell him to save some time. He doesn't have to worry about going up there. Oh yeah, and there's the 10. I'm taking a drink break. It's fine on, or there's the 14. It's fine on fuel. I'm just getting a snack and a drink. That hillside view. I finally got the blades good and shined up on this. The 4 disc has covered quite a few acres this year, more than I normally plan on.